Welcome to Vault Wave, where every story carries a lesson that can change the way you think, live, and grow. There was a young man named Samuel. He lived in a small town where money always felt far away. Not impossible, just always out of reach. Samuel worked hard every single day, but no matter how much he earned, it disappeared quickly. Rent, food, small debts, unexpected problems. He always ended the month at zero. Samuel often sat outside his small rented room at night, watching other people move forward in life. Cars passing, shops growing, families improving, while he stayed in the same place. Samuel felt confused. I work harder than many of them, he whispered to himself. So why am I still poor? In the same town lived a woman named Amina. She owned a small fabric stall in the market. Bright colors, beautiful cloth, daily customers. But behind her smile, she struggled too. She made money, yes, but she never kept it. Every profit went back into the business or disappeared into small lifestyle upgrades. A new dress here, a better phone there. She told herself she deserved it, but savings never grew, and neither did her future. One evening, Samuel met Amina near the market. The sky was orange, fading into night. Samuel looked tired. Amina looked busy but empty. Samuel spoke first. Why do we work so hard? He said slowly. But never move forward? Amina sighed. I think we are just unlucky. But deep down, she didn't believe her own words. An older man nearby heard them. His name was Joseph. He repaired bicycles under a wooden shelter near the road. His hands were rough. His eyes were calm. He smiled slightly. You are not unlucky, Joseph said. Samuel frowned. Then what is it? Joseph wiped his hands slowly. It is habits, not luck. Silence fell between them. Only the sound of distant traffic remained. Joseph continued. Most people stay poor for 3 reasons. Samuel leaned in. Amina stopped walking. They listened closely. Joseph pointed to Samuel first. You earn money, but you do not plan it. Samuel looked away. It was true. Money came in. Money went out. No direction. No structure. Then Joseph turned to Amina. You earn money, but you spend to feel better. Amina lowered her eyes. She had never said it out loud, but it was true. Stress became shopping. Tiredness became spending. Joseph picked up a broken bicycle chain beside him. It is not about how much money enters your hands, he said. It is about what you do after it enters. Samuel felt something uncomfortable inside his chest, like he had been avoiding a truth for years. Amina stayed silent. For the first time, her confidence felt fragile. Days passed. Samuel tried to change. He started tracking his money, writing everything in a small notebook. But it felt painful, because reality looked worse than he imagined. He felt discouraged. Maybe I'm just bad with money, he said one night. Amina also tried. She avoided unnecessary spending. But every time stress hit her, she went back to old habits. One small purchase became 3. She felt guilty, then repeated it again. Joseph watched them quietly from his workshop. He never judged. He only observed. One afternoon, he called them both. Come here, he said. I want to show you something. He led them behind his workshop. There were 2 paths. One path was smooth and wide. The other was narrow and rough. Joseph spoke calmly. The wide path is comfort. The narrow path is discipline. Samuel looked at the wide path. It looked easy. Amina looked at the narrow one. It looked difficult. Joseph continued. Most people choose comfort every day, and they call it living. But it slowly takes their future. Samuel felt something shift inside him. For the first time, he understood. Not fully, but enough to feel afraid of his own habits. Amina whispered. So what do we do? Joseph replied. You do not change everything at once. You change one small habit and repeat it until it becomes your identity. Samuel started small. He reduced one unnecessary expense. Just one. It felt insignificant, but it was a beginning. Amina did the same. She delayed emotional spending by 1 day. Just 1 day. Sometimes she still failed, but sometimes she didn't. And those small victories started to matter. Weeks passed. Samuel's notebook began to show patterns. He saw where his money truly went. It was no longer a mystery. It was visible. And what is visible can be changed. Amina slowly built a small savings box. At first, it was almost empty, but not always. Sometimes she added a little. Sometimes she resisted spending. She started to feel something new. Control. One evening, Samuel and Amina met again. Same market, same orange sky, but something inside them was different. Samuel said quietly, "I used to think money was the problem." Amina nodded. "I thought it was luck." They both looked toward Joseph's workshop in the distance. Joseph appeared beside them. He already knew what they would say. Samuel asked, "Why didn't anyone tell us this earlier?" Joseph smiled gently. "They did. You just were not ready to listen." A heavy silence followed. Not painful anymore, just real. Joseph added, "Poverty is not only about income. It is about decisions repeated over time. Small decisions becoming a life." Samuel felt emotional. Not hopeless anymore, but awake. Amina breathed deeply. For the first time in years, she felt change was possible. If this story speaks to you, consider leaving a like so more people can discover it. Months later, Samuel was still not rich, but he was no longer stuck. He had direction. He had structure. He had awareness. Amina's stall was still small, but now it grew slowly, steadily, not randomly anymore. They both understood something simple now. Change is not loud. It is not instant. It is quiet and repeated. Joseph watched them from his workshop one evening. He didn't smile proudly. He just nodded, because he knew something they now understood. Real change stays. Which lesson stood out most to you? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoy stories about wisdom, growth, success, money, relationships, and life lessons, subscribe to Vault Wave. Every wave brings something new.